Let me know if you see any trout hanging out down there. Welcome to my channel, welcome to the video, welcome to thunderstorms in North Georgia, or at least on my way to thunderstorms in North Georgia. Before you click away, I promise I'm not gonna make you suffer through a bunch of windshield wipers and storm noise. I'm gonna cover a lot of ground in this video. It's a little bit different for me, and I cover a lot of miles. I'm gonna show you a few different places, and I had a great trip, but the trip didn't turn out the way that I thought it was going to. So, kick back. I'm gonna show you around the North Georgia mountains and hopefully have a little bit of fun along the way. So, join me, here we go. So it looks like I may have punched out of the worst of that cell. Finally a little sign of better weather ahead, and you know, at this point in the day, a sign of maybe some light. So this is about the time that just a small amount of anxiety kind of sets in. I don't remember driving down this road when I checked the site out last time. So yeah, fingers crossed, wish me luck. It's a little dark, it's certainly wet, but about 2 miles, I will at least be where the GPS is taking me. So there's the adventure. You never know. This is not the Holiday Inn Express. So there's just about no chance you'll see this, but this is HQ. Got your hidden woodsman bag right here. Some pouches attached on the side. This is kind of my closet. This is where I keep, you know, all my different tools. Another hidden woodsman with a frame from Tactical Tailor is where I got the frame, and this is where the hammock and tarp live. And then here I have the PNW Bushcraft. It's a fixed blade knife roll, but it's kind of my tool chest. Off in the distance, you will not see it. You'll see a little light right there, but that's the hammock. And now it's time to try to get a fire. I like my toes. Time to make the fire. Hopefully you can see that. But I'm gonna try to do something a little bit different. And if I fail, I'm in trouble, because I really didn't bring that much stuff. But I do have my little bellows, which I like an awful lot. If I can get it out.
I do have my little MAFS lander for my fat wood. And I do have this new Grimm Workshop fire starter, which I have not even tried yet. And I'm about to give it a go. There we go. White River Firecraft 7. And it's very sharp. My dad gave these to me probably 10 years ago. Sometimes you just got to take the gamble. And, you know, if you're a couple hours away like I am from home, you just have to be prepared and willing that you might have to turn around and drive home. The Grimm Workshop Firefly. Surely you've seen this online already, and I'm going to give it a try. By gosh, it worked. They say fire likes chaos, so I'm going to give it a little chaos. That was handy. Don't want to forget the ferro rod. How great is that little setup? Confession, just about every night I have peanuts or popcorn and sometimes both. Can't beat it, and there's no storm. I may have lucked out. And this is what it's like inside the hammock. I'm all nestled in. Got my little Ridgeline bag, a little light. Little death bunny. And I'm gonna do a little reading. And off in the distance, you can hear the creek just doing its thing. So glad I got here. And like I said, gonna read my book, wake up early, and get out on the river. Good morning. It's about 8 a.m. Kind of just been lying here and enjoying the hang, so to speak, but it's time to get going. Make some coffee, and I want to revisit a piece of gear that I won. Now you can see camp a little better. I'm not rushing to get it set up. This was home last night. Off in the distance, there's a little creek, which is actually probably not that little. It's pretty loud. Got my little headquarters set up here. And there's camp. It's truck camping. Nothing crazy, not hiking in or doing anything nuts. My goal when I do this is to be on location more or less so I can get up, go fishing, save myself a 2-hour, 3-hour drive. I like to make those at camp when I'm bringing in my own water. It helps with cooking and cleaning and all that stuff. It's just a nice little basin. There's nothing fancy to it with your gallon jug. So this is the Cooper Creek Campground next to the Mulkey Campground. I believe I'm in Union County. So there's nothing dry here, but I'm looking for dry sticks, little pieces of, I mean, you can't use any of it. So everything around here right now is wet, as you can imagine, and I have pretty low expectations for my ability to start a fire with this. But this is the Uberleben titanium twig stove that I won at Georgia Bushcraft's spring campout. There it is. I'm gonna keep working on this Firefly. I'm not sure that we've all figured out all the different uses for it yet. These are so handy. Gotta say, I'm pretty impressed. Will it boil water? Yes, it will. Got some campfire coffee. First cup of the day is 2 pouches, not 1. I think that my skills are definitely improving over the years, and I camp quite a bit. And the way that I can kind of tell that of myself is because my gear is getting less and less. I don't stop at Walmart on the drive up anymore. I don't go to REI and drop $200 on things that I might need. I'm not buying gas canisters anymore. I like lanterns, but I don't necessarily mess with propane lanterns anymore. Everything is just kind of trimming down. My pack is getting smaller and smaller. I'm learning to make the most of what I take as opposed to adding another thing. I'm more thoughtful and prepared. And I don't say that to kind of bash myself. But like they say, knowledge weighs nothing. And I'm just learning a lot more. And as a result of that, I think everything is kind of condensing a bit. As much as I like, my PNW Bushcraft and my Wazoo and, my titanium stuff and all that, I used to carry quite a bit more in the truck. And there's nothing wrong with that. That's your jam, by all means. There's nothing wrong with that. But I do kind of look at these things and look at these trips from almost an endurance athlete standpoint. And I try to think through things from that standpoint. And the easier I can get in, the easier I can get out, the more I can do, and thereby have more endurance to do it. So just kind of a little self-observation that I thought was interesting of myself. It's time to make brekkie. Mountain House breakfast skillet. Eggs with potatoes, pork sausage, onions, and peppers. Get your little thing out of there. Don't eat that. And it does look like, it doesn't look too bad. Pretty chunky. With my Broadagum camp spoon, titanium camp spoon. I love this thing. That's basically what it looks like. It looks like that. So I suppose it's time to tear it down, pack it up, and that's what I'm gonna do. So what everybody will want to know is, what are the bathrooms like at Cooper Creek? Not really bathrooms, but I'm about to show you. The privy was as good as any that you'll find in a park like this, in a campground like this. No complaints, business handled. Onward. As I've said many times, these are all reservation only. And all you got to do is punch in that website and search for Cooper Creek in Georgia, and you'll find a campsite. That's your bear box over there. It's always a little sad leaving a great campsite. So for now, farewell, Cooper Creek, Site 13. Do the thing, earn the day, pick up your trash.
So now the real adventure begins. I'm attempting to find a stretch of the Toccoa River that I read about in Jimmy Jacobs' book. I'll link to it in the description. That apparently is not highly trafficked. It's a little bit, you know, well, you just saw a fisherman. There's not as many fishermen apparently. It's in the upper stretch. I'll have to research exactly where again. And there's fish right here in Cooper Creek. They're in there. They just stocked it yesterday. But I've come this far and I want to do a little exploring. As much fun as I'm having at Deep Hole, which is also the Toccoa River, I promised myself that I would kind of branch out a little bit and try to find new places, try to find new campgrounds, so that I more or less have a menu of places to look into. So this is Mulkey Campground, you know, just a few hundred yards away from Cooper Creek. It too is on the creek, and shades of Wildcat Creek. If anybody has ever camped in North Georgia and you've camped at Wildcat Creek in Rabun County, drop that in the comments. I really miss that campground, and because of some landslides on the Forest Service road, it's been out of commission for a few years, and it was just a magical place for me. So yeah, you can see all these vehicles. Like, this is what I'm trying to avoid. Again, there's nothing wrong with this. These folks have as much right to be here as I do, and frankly, I love it. I think it's great. You know, this is how I grew up, doing exactly this with my family, and so I think it's awesome. But I am looking for a little stretch of less trafficked river, and they're up here. I just haven't, you know, gotten out and found them yet. So that's what I'm going to do today. And if I don't succeed, if I can't find this place, because frankly, GPS really isn't working for me. But the camp was excellent. I have unlocked a new campsite to drive up to. And funny enough, another one that I'm really curious about, which is Dockery Lake. The lake itself connects with Waters Creek and Dix Creek, which are kind of renowned trout fishing streams in Georgia. I passed Dockery Lake Campground or Wildlife Management Area on the way here. It wasn't far from here, so I found something new. So that's why I'm getting out and doing this, as opposed to doing the things that I'm used to. I'm chasing waterfalls, guys. So after a little bit of searching, I think that I found this remote spot that I read about in Jimmy Jacobs' book, and that was my clue. Special fishing regulation area, delayed harvest. Only artificial lures with single hook may be used between November 1 and May 14 inclusive. During this time, all trout must be immediately released unharmed. General statewide trout fishing regulations apply between May 15th and October 31st inclusive. Georgia Department of Natural Resources. So I got out of the truck, and I'm kind of in the middle of nowhere. No, I'm definitely in the middle of nowhere. And I got out, and here are some steps. So you will see this with me for the first time. And of course, there's a little path here. And there are plenty of tubers on the river, I know that. And I can hear some people off in the distance. Birkenstocks make awesome hiking gear. Look at that tree. That's an odd one. There's the river.
Well, this is what I learned. There are a ton, an onslaught of tubers. I'm not gonna fish there. It's just too busy. The water's pretty high, pretty fast. However, that's a good place to come back to in the fall. And there's a reason why there's a path worn in here, and there's a reason why there's a place to park. And it's not because there's bad fishing. So, duly noted for the future. So, it's about 1:40 in the afternoon. I still haven't done any fishing, but some days you just need to do some research and find your spots and just learn a little bit more about an area. As I said earlier, I really need to make an investment in some good GPS. I'm running off of my iPhone and I'm getting very intermittent service. The book that I'm referencing is by Jimmy Jacobs, and it's called Fly Fishing for Peach State Trout. It's an incredible book because it includes GPS coordinates, various pull-off points, parking spots, and lightly trafficked fishing access. It's just, I don't know how I got by without it. It's incredible. So that's how I found the last spot off of Old Dial Road, which it's summer now. It's late June, and the tubers have taken it over, which is awesome. I love to tube myself, so no problem there. But in the fall, I see why that could be a great fishing spot, especially for delayed harvest. So I'm glad that I went, even though I didn't get in the water. Now I'm checking out a different spot off of a Forest Service road, 816 or 816, that appears to have just a tiny little bit of hike in. I think a quarter mile might have been what it said. And I'm excited to see where I end up. So maybe this is my version of spot burning. I don't know. But I pulled off onto a Forest Service road, 816. And I have to drive 3 miles, 3 miles through this. But this is supposedly a good low trafficked area for walk-in to the Toccoa on public water. So we'll find out. So I finally got to the end of Forest Service Road 816. Swinging bridge, I believe. The water access here would have to be pretty spectacular for me to do this again. The drive took a long time and there are a lot of people here. So yeah, probably stick with deep hole. What do we got here? Benton McKay Trail and suspension bridge to the right. So this is the end of the trail. I see why it's so heavily trafficked. It does look like pretty great looking fishing water, I must admit. Certainly wadeable. Yeah, that's pretty good looking water. So this is the swinging bridge, constructed in 1977. This is what you drive 3 miles down a Forest Service road to get to. Oh, look at that. There is a nice beehive right there. Yeah, I don't want to get stung. There's definitely fishable water here. Let me know if you see any trout hanging out down there. Because they're in there. I got to go to the other side just to say that I did. And then back to the truck. It's good to get out and see these places, and I am putting so much information in my brain right now, and that's a very good thing. I wanted to show you guys a fish, but instead I'm going to show you one more campsite. I'm going to Dockery Lake, and Dockery Lake campsite is on, of course, Dockery Lake, which is a mountain lake. And from Dockery Lake, you get Waters Creek and you get Dix Creek. Both of those creeks are very highly renowned as trout streams in the state of Georgia. Waters Creek in particular has a pretty insane story. They used to pull, 20-inch plus rainbows out of there on a regular basis, trophy fish really. There was a poaching incident. There's all kinds of just wild things that happened on that creek. So it doesn't sound like it's the same as it used to be. In fact, I'm sure it's not, but it still holds fish. So it'll be good to kind of do a little walk around of Dockery Lake. I will jot down and notate the sites that I think are great for hammock camping. Dockery Lake Recreation Area, Chattahoochee National Forest. Third campsite of the day, or something like that. So Dockery Lake Recreation Area, as its name suggests, is saddled by a mountain lake. And I just passed Woody Gap, the overlook. We're up there. I mean, we are high. So I'm out here at Dockery Lake just making notes of campsites. And of course, here comes the rain. Oh yeah, that'd work. Strangely, I can't find my Right in the Rain notebook. Would have been a perfect time to test it. So 9 is great. Eight would work. There's the privy. Oh, it's coming down good now. This video started in the rain and it's gonna end in it. And just like that, I'm back on the road. And for a second there, the sun was threatening to come back out. But I hope that you enjoyed this video. Kind of started in the rain, basically ending in the rain. But I hit a bunch of different sites today and saw a lot of interesting places that I will certainly be revisiting. I didn't fish, but the theme in all of this
is finding places that I can stay Friday night so that I can wake up and be right in the middle of it. That's how I like to tackle my fishing weekend. So again, hope you enjoyed it. Do the thing, earn the day, pick up your trash. Cheers.